Good morning, guys. So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is your Monday morning update for the DMT and Dominator trading strategies for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Monday the 9th of March 2020. So yeah, straight over to the Bitcoin chart. I mean, I think this is probably one of the best trades the accounts, the indicators have got so far. So we got our 15-minute DMT sell. And it was pretty much straight down from there. The DMT sell currently at a 13%, basically 13% on side. So that is fantastic, and it got up to 14%. So yeah, and then the 25-minute Dominator told you to take a sell. Basically, somewhere on this candle here, it was. Yeah, I think it did actually take it on my account around just under 9,000, I think. So it took it around here, I think. But yeah, that one again. So it's basically pretty much around the same trade, as in around the same levels it took it. So yeah, you guys know from my video, I did take those bot trades off. When I say a bit early, that's obviously a bit of an understatement. But yeah, because it's weekend price action. That I wasn't too confident on, but I was short in my other accounts anyway, and I did take a couple more shorts on the way down, but I am out of those now. Yeah, so yeah, bot wise though, percentage wise, I mean we're doing okay overall with the account, the trading bot, trading history for DMT and Dominator, but like we should be probably double or triple those percentage gains if I had just obviously held the trade in the bot accounts, which yeah, so that is slightly annoying, but it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, we're still in a profit, so that's good. But yeah, so if we go over to the here, check our deal history. Our deals, no deals at the moment, but yeah, our deal history. There's no new deals here though. I did update this on Sunday's video. So yeah, so over to it. Yeah, so I mean, looking at what the buy levels are, I mean, we're not obviously going to get a rally straight up through that, I don't think, anytime soon. So it'll just be a case of waiting for this sell-off to settle down. The buy line to come down to get closer to where the price is, and basically price action to volatility to go down before we potentially get another trade there. This is obviously the 25-minute one, so I mean it's not going to be looking like a sell on any time frame. And then I don't know how I've done that. Put it up here. That's interesting, isn't it? I didn't actually know you could do that. Can I take it back down? I'll just get rid of it for the time being. Just reload it. That should get us back. There we go. So on over to Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is pretty much the same story, but I'm guessing it's going to be higher percentage gains. So 15-minute DMT on Ethereum. The sell line, you currently sat yeah, it is slightly more because the lower level there was 14% on Bitcoin. So yeah, about 14% gain. So realistically speaking, the two indicators could have made you and have made a lot of people in the group a lot of money, and people that were running the trades. So well done to those guys. I mean, like I said, this is just my bot trading strategy. I'm trying to build the record on, the track record on, so I was a bit more conservative with taking profits, obviously. But yeah, I have been running short positions separate to the bot account, just so you guys know that. not that that's that interesting to you. But yeah, so we could be getting a 25-minute Dominator buy here on Ethereum, so we may be getting a bit of a bounce coming in. I mean, any sort of bounce up to mid 8,000s is still going to be, we're still going to be looking weak overall on Bitcoin. Any bounces like up to yeah, anything still like under around this level. I mean, I think realistically for us to start to look bullish again, we'd have to at least retake this level here now, this 8,750-ish, I think. And if we get back above there, then you could expect the uptrend to resume. But as I've been saying to you guys for the past maybe week or even more than that, financial markets are in a bit of a mess. I was saying how the bond market was telegraphing basically disaster. And then this gap down in oil is that I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this move down on Friday, I was pretty shocked at. How we moved down basically 8% from about, I think it was about 46 to sub $42, like here basically. So this was the trading day here, but like obviously now we've gapped down. I mean, it makes it insignificant. That massive fall that I was thinking was massive is insignificant compared to this. I think this is at its high, it was a 38% drop. So basically it's getting real, guys, and we are going to end up with that 20 handle on oil. Well, I mean, we had it earlier. They had it earlier today, which is basically what I was saying. People aren't really wanting to talk about that, and this was only probably like my last couple of videos. But yeah, what's one thing I will say about market, I always say this about markets will always surprise you. So they can surprise you by not doing what you think they're going to do, but they can also surprise you by doing what you think they're going to do, but like a lot faster maybe than you think, which is what's happened here. So I'm still surprised by this, even though I was expecting these prices. I didn't expect us to open up there basically today, but this is still pretty much, this is definitely still a sell. This is obviously triggering stops. I mean, this is still, oil's still got to be below $30 a barrel, and I have been saying that while we were basically $50 a barrel. This basically is still gonna work its way down. Obviously, once more fear sets in, more people not traveling around. I mean, the demand for oil is very low. OPEC Plus doesn't want to do any cuts because they need the money essentially, yeah, so it's not looking good for crude, which then doesn't really bode well for everything else. And then the reasons behind crude looking bad are reasons behind the great stock market not looking so good. But gold and silver prices still not making a move up yet, so potential opportunities there. And then, but yeah, so far as Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin is a risk asset. I mean, the closer we come to looking like we maybe have an actual financial collapse of the actual financial system. I don't mean just a crash in the stock market that will basically be recovered from and can be dealt with, but an actual end of the current financial system, that it could actually be very bullish for Bitcoin, because people then won't be able to use banks to transact. They'll have to find something else, and Bitcoin is an alternative. So whilst I don't want to get behind the whole, we need a stock market crash for Bitcoin to go up, because I mean, you guys are clear on my views on that a stock market crash is bad for Bitcoin, and is why I've been worrying about Bitcoin's price, and obviously what's happened, hasn't it? But an actual collapse of the financial system, the actual payments and transfer system and banking system that we have, that could actually send Bitcoin to the moon. So yeah, so it's like just be aware of that fact, guys. It's something potentially to play for. It's something that can be priced in these markets, because realistically, I think normal markets are still gonna crater and go in a long-term bear market. But as to whether Bitcoin necessarily will go in a full bear market, on the basis that there may be an element of pricing in of an actual collapse of the financial system, rather than just do you know what I mean, a prolonged bear market, like a 4-year bear market or recession, or just a regular, a run-of-the-mill depression, recession type thing. I mean, if we're not looking at that, if we're looking at an actual an end of the financial system as we know it, then the chances of that may have to be priced into Bitcoin, and it may have to be priced into the upside. because that may be a ready to go method of payments and transfers. So I don't like to say things like it's hard to explain. I don't like to sound like I'm jumping on the whole moon boy, we need the collapse thing, because that's not strictly what I do think. But yeah, if basically people can't transact, is what I'm saying. If you can't transact, you're going to find something that you can transact in, and you will be able to transact in Bitcoin still. So that has to be inherently bullish. And if markets, which I do think markets are looking like the current financial system is looking in jeopardy, then you maybe have to factor in the fact that Bitcoin is an up and running and ready to go payment system. So yeah, it's something to think about, because what we are going to have, because the reason why this will make it difficult for trading Bitcoin is we may, if we have then a prolonged bear market and stocks going down, obviously the correlation is really strong between stock markets and Bitcoin, so you would expect Bitcoin to go down. But there becomes a point where it looks like they won't be able to rescue the financial system, and then you have to look at maybe Bitcoin in a different way, and then it can break that correlation. So yeah, anyway, so this week, I think I've been saying this in my videos, the next few weeks are going to be very interesting, because markets are doing some crazy things. Let me show you this 10-year yield as well. Bearing in mind, you guys know that I was saying the other day about getting below 1 was a bit crazy, and we got back above, and people were like, the bond king himself was saying we're not going to go below 1.34 again, which we did. We dipped below 1, came back up, like we're not going below 1 again. And then I was surprised when we got down to like 0.8 and 0.7, like around here. And then look at this. It's just incredible. We're practically factoring in like another whole percent. There's a whole percent cut coming soon, a whole 1% cut, and we've just had an emergency 50 basis point cut. We are going to get another cut this week, if things just stay where they are. We are going to get another emergency rate cut this week. If things, they're not going to wait to the actual March meeting, because everything's in free fall. You've just got to look at basically oil. It's hard to look at manipulated stock markets as much, but like oil, where there's real supply and demand, real price discovery, a lot more real price discovery than other markets. You've got supply producers, and then you've got the actual consumption of it, and then you've got the oil inventories and how much is getting stockpiled or how much they're getting drawn down. Of all the markets that there are going, it is pretty much one of the ones that you could probably most rely on as it's trading as like a market should do, with limited manipulation. But yep. So anyway, so I've gone on a bit there. I'll have another video later on today. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin, and so remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, always consult a financial advisor. With trading and investing in anything is always risky, and I think it's getting a lot more risky. So just everyone be aware of that fact. So my usual warnings, just be careful, guys. Markets are going to be wild. So I will, so it's a trader's paradise. So if you have your strategy, your risk management, you know what you're doing, you're being careful, you're being a responsible trader. It is a trader's market. It's definitely not an investor's market at the moment. So so that obviously plays to our strengths with our shorter term momentum indicators that we use to trade with. So right, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon.